Hi, I'm Kahil. Welcome to Full STEM Ahead, Long Island. Some engineers design skyscrapers, dams, roads, and bridges. Here on Long Island, engineers are having a smashing time designing systems for a giant machine to explore the universe's smallest building blocks. I'm at Brookhaven National Laboratory, a world leader in discovery science and transformative technology. The Nobel Prize is the most prestigious award in science, and Brookhaven has 7 of them. The relativistic heavy ion collider at Brookhaven is almost 2.5 miles around, and there's only 2 machines like this in the world. Let's check it out and meet some of the engineers working there. We're deep inside the tunnel at the heart of the particle collider at Brookhaven Lab. And today I'm with Zainab and Cliff. So Zainab, what does Rick do?
We take special kinds of ions and accelerate them almost at the speed of light and collide them heads-on. When the collision happens, we have these very big detectors, and actually scientists are the ones who study what comes out of these collisions.
What do we hope to get out of that?
So when you understand what matter is made out of, you can apply it to different fields, such as the medical field or materials.
But don't we already understand a little bit about how matter is put together?
Back in the old days, we used to think that the atoms were the smartest particle. But with this kind of research, we hope to discover more.
Cliff, are you a physicist?
No, I'm a mechanical engineer at Brookhaven National Lab.
And I'm an electrical engineer.
How did you end up here doing electrical engineering?
As a kid, I always liked math, and I always disassembled things. Now that I am well-trained and went through the education, I can actually be part of a machine like this.
Did you study electrical engineering on Long Island?
Yes, I went to Stony, Brook, studied computer engineering there, and then I joined the lab and did my master's.
All doctors?
So actually, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a doctor because both of my parents are doctors. But I was really inspired by my older brother, who always was doing DIY project at the house, and I was helping him, and that's how I ended up being interested in mechanical engineering. We moved here from Haiti in 2006, and I went to Ward Melville High School, and I went to Suffolk County Community College for a year before transferring to Stony Brook. In 2009, I joined the lab as an intern, which turns out into a full-time position, and I've been here since 2011.
In 2005, physicists at the relativistic heavy ion collider announced the discovery of a perfect liquid of quarks and gluons.
Are you actually the person that controls the particles to collide them?
No, what we do is improve the conditions of those beams so we get more collisions.
How does this fit in with the rest of this big physics machine?
Here, we use bunches of electrons to help keep bunches of ions tightly packed. Tighter bunches help get more of the particle collision scientists need.
What we're looking at here is what we call the cathode garage. So the cathode is a metal that's coated with a special coating, and when the laser hits that material, it emits electrons.
Are cathodes unique to this kind of science experiment?
Hi, warm welcome to another half hour of fun and excitement on Sense and Answers.
So they are actually used in TVs, the ones that has this big back. We call them CRT, which stands for cathode ray tube. The electron beam scans on the cathode, and cathode emits the electrons, and we get the image on the screen. And here we use the cathode to again generate electrons. So we take these electrons and keep them in bundles. So you would have one bundle of electron beam pass by and nothing, and then another bundle of electron beam pass by and then nothing, as opposed to continuous electron beams.
This I worked in collaboration with other engineers on designing the shape and the structure that you see here. This RF cavity, based on the field that's inside, it decelerates the electrons in the front and accelerates the electrons in the back, and basically brings them together and makes the bunch of electrons tighter. So the tighter that the ion beam is, the more collision you get per interaction, which makes the Rick experiment more efficient.
Oh, I see magnets.
So this magnet in this experiment is the 180-degree dipole magnet. So as the beam comes down the beam line, when it reaches the field of this magnet, it turns around 180 degrees and goes in the other direction to start cooling the other ions.
Is this something that you and your mechanical engineering team designed?
Yes, that is something that we would design, especially at the complex structure. As you see here, we have to support the steel, so we would do all the structural simulation to make sure that the stem is strong enough to support the weight of the magnet.
So So this is the electron beam pipe, and over here we have the Rick beam pipe. And eventually they will combine over there. I implement the machine protection system. If one of the important systems reports something is wrong, this is a high energy beam.
Yeah.
So to protect this very expensive machine, it determines in 5 microseconds to get rid of the beam.
What are we looking at here, Zainab?
So this is one of the many magnets for the electron beam. It ensures that the electron beam stays in the middle as center of the pipe as possible.
How does it feel to be an engineer in this amazing facility?
I did not expect to work here when I graduated from college. It actually feels very rewarding to work here and see the product of your work.
We love this machine. Every time I walk into this tunnel, I feel like it's a movie set, and anytime I mention it outside, it's very hard to convince that this is my workplace.
I'd say that was a hit. And I'm so excited for these engineers who get to work here every day. As you can see, engineers are really important for discovery science at a place like Brookhaven Lab. To learn more, visit listemhub.org.